Monika Stout with Yummy Arts, and today I'm going to show you how to make a rubber ducky cake. So the first thing we're going to do is make bubbles. So basically you want to take fondant, white fondant, and you want to roll hundreds of bubbles, as many as you can. And it's just pretty simple. Just roll them like this and let them harden a little bit because you don't want them squishy. So I let them sit overnight. That way they can get nice and hard and you can color them. The first thing we're going to do when we color them is we're going to take luster dust. This is a white organza. You can also use a pearl, super pearl, any other thing like that, any other color. And we're going to put a little bit of vodka in a bowl, just a little. You can use lemon extract or vodka, anything that evaporates quickly. And we're going to put a bit of our luster dust in there. Just a little bit will come out. There we go. Like that. And I'm just going to swirl it around in the vodka. And then we're going to drop these in because you want to get them nice and evenly coated. So I'm going to add just a little bit more vodka here. So you can see it's not a ton of vodka, just a tiny little bit. I'm going to swirl it around so all the luster dust gets dissolved. And then I'm going to just take my balls, my bubbles, a few at a time, and roll them around in here. Oop, that one popped out. Roll them around, and then I'm going to lay them on a cloth. And they've nicely coated with luster dust. And then I'll put the next batch in and roll those around. Oop, rolling away. Roll those around in there. And we get them nice and shiny and coated. Like that. We're going to do that with all of these. I need to add, I'm looking at this is drying out a little bit, so I'm going to add a little bit more, and you just keep doing this until all your bubbles are coated and nice and shiny. And then we're going to let those dry. So let me just do this one more time with the last few. Throw them in there. And I like doing all different sizes of bubbles. They don't have to be any size, just because it makes it more interesting when you lay them all around the cake. You want to have a nice variety of sizes because bubbles are all different sizes. All right, we're going to roll those around. Make sure everything's nicely coated. Yep, that looks good. And we're going to put those on a paper towel so they can dry. And I like to separate them a little so they're not all touching too much. So you kind of push them around a little bit and get them a little bit separate. So that's our luster dusted bubbles. I'm going to slide them on here so I can move them. And now I will show you how to make a little rubber ducky. So now our next step for making our rubber ducky cakes is we have to make our little rubber duckies. So we're going to start with yellow fondant. And if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I believe that when you sculpt things, everything can be broken down into three basic shapes. A circle, like that. A teardrop, like that, or a cone, which is just like that. So those are the three basic shapes that I work with, and I'll tell you when I'm doing something whether it's going to be starting as a teardrop, a cone, or a circle. So for the body of the ducky, we're going to start with a teardrop. So we're going to roll it in our hands like this and make kind of a not too thick, kind of a thick, not too long teardrop. So it's starting like that. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to start bringing it up to make the tail. Because your little ducky has to have a little tail sticking up. And then I'm going to flatten my teardrop around here like that. So you can see it's got his little cute little tail sticking up. And give that a little point. And I'm kind of rounding around here to make his body. Like this. Now the size and shape, the size of these can be any size you want. You can make little tiny ducklings, you can make a big duckling. The concept is all the same, it's just using the basic shapes to make what you're going for. So here's my little ducky body, like that, kind of mushing it down. So you can see it's got a little tail sticking up, and it's kind of flat and kind of round.